And yeah, that's about all we have from actual current record. However, megalodons have been a piece of folklore and legend among sailors for years and years and years and years, because you're always going to come across that one shark that scares a guy into thinking it was, that big. Giant freaking shark. Shark that is big enough to bite a hole in a ship and tear it down.
Well, right, exactly. And so a lot of what we're going off of is just somehow we've pieced all this together just from a tooth and some, you said, what else? So we found teeth, we found a jaw.
Potentially a
jaw.
It could have been.
That and just folklore.
Yep. Now, a lot of those stories of a giant megalodon bit our ship and tore a chunk out of the front of it and bit a hole in our ship. A lot of that is just running into rocks and stuff like that. So a lot of the megalodon myths are just a bunch of hooey. But you know where megalodons are real?
Fighting Jason Statham.
And also in Sea of Thieves.
Oh, are they in there?
They are, actually. I love that game. They show up and it has some of the best music in the game. Brum, 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 and you got to fight them. They'll circle your ship and try and bite you.
Giant sharks.
You gotta shoot them with cannons. It's freaking awesome.
Giant sharks.
Yep.
Why did they go extinct?
Just over time, the whole idea of megafauna, which was just the large, super large creatures like, the dinosaurs, the large sharks, a lot of the other larger animals, or even more recently in the Ice Age, you had the woolly mammoths, which were bigger, the giant sloths. A lot of the more large creatures died off because of the amount of food intake that it would require for them in order to keep going on was so much greater than that of a smaller animal. And so there was more competition over smaller and smaller amounts of food with these larger and larger creatures. And so they ended up just basically dying off because you have the smaller sharks would basically outperform them. You have a smaller turn radius, you're more maneuverable, sometimes they were faster, and you didn't require as much food in order to survive. Whereas, you need a certain caloric intake as a megalodon in order to keep swimming.